And
Oh yeah.
I did take my bow out there and try to. I did shoot. Let's see, I shot a chucker. I didn't shoot a pheasant, but yeah, those are. I did shoot. Man, grouse hunting. Have you ever hunted grouse before?
Yeah, with shotgun when I was actually up in Canada.
Okay, I went on a hunt in again in British Columbia, and they had grouse are everywhere, and I made special arrows just for grouse, and I had as much fun stalking and shooting grouse as I did hunting moose. I think it was a blast. It was an absolute blast.
Yeah, I was always going in a drive down to where we would stay, and we were on Ear Falls, Ontario is where we was at. And down the drive there's two grouse alongside the road. And they don't care about you. I don't think you
No,
ever get hunted much. And I get out and got loaded shotgun up, and Moy says, "Well, shoot both of them." So I move around, line up, and I shoot both of them with one shot because they weren't moving or nothing. So I was like, okay, well, here's dinner tonight, that's for sure.
hey, that is in grouse is it's really good to eat. I've
Oh yeah, it
really
is.
we were I went to the grocery store and got shake and bake um, stuff to make chicken with, and we were in a bush camp, so it wasn't like we had a lot of things to cook with. And I made shake and bake grouse one night, and it was phenomenal. It was phenomenal.
It's always extra good sometimes in a campfire. There's something about cooking on that open fire that
Oh yeah,
makes it extra good.
heck yeah, yeah. Anytime you're around a campfire and you've got hunting stories and you've got good friends and some good game meat, it's pretty hard to beat. And there's a reason why we've been doing that for thousands of years. There's something
Yeah.
primal about that too. You're sitting around a campfire with your buddies and you're eating wild game and telling hunting stories. That's something they were doing 10,000 years ago on this planet. Look at all the cave art. They
Yeah.
were basically telling stories.
Yeah, they're drawing what they're seeing, and
Yeah,
sometimes there's some weird looking shapes they're drawing, but uh
yeah. Well, they weren't all Picassos.
no, no. Kind of stick figures. And yeah, it's yeah, we yeah, like you said, we're talking about all kinds of things now. So um like I said before we got started, hey, where we go, we go.
That's great. That's great,
You know,
Roy.
I don't have an agenda for the podcast. Those that would like to be a guest on here, hey, just get a hold of me. I'd be glad to have you. Whether you're just thinking about archery or starting out, or you're a pro or a seasoned archer, we all have stories, and that's why I call it Archer Talk 101, because hey, you were here to help archers out. And I always say the only dumb question is one you haven't asked yet, because once you ask it, it's not dumb because that was your question. Yeah. Now, if you ask it 20 times, now then we may not answer you anymore. But
Right.
ask those questions, and join the group. And there's always people out there that are willing to help, and always all kinds of good stories. And sometimes we get into hunting stories. Sometimes, like this one, we didn't really tell much about hunting stories, a little bit, but hey, something we need to learn how to do is cook the meat that we have. And yeah, you got some good information. Like I said, I'll leave some links for that book in here, the whole website, and get some, because that's the key that I didn't know when I says, how do I fix it?
Right.
I didn't know how to fix the meat, so we never had much of it because just didn't know the best way to fix it. And if I did something like that, man, that would have been complete game changer in how to fix all these
Absolutely.
different things. And yeah, I'm gonna have to get some of that because I've got some deer. Um, Even though I can't go out and hunt, I got one with my car this last year.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm going down the highway at 60 miles an hour, and there's cars coming the other way. So of course I can't see very well. And the deer appeared in full run, stretched out in front of my car.
Oh,
I was doing 60 miles an hour. It missed the bumper completely because it never sent the airbag off. And
wow.
and it hit, normally when you hit one at that fast, it's going to be alongside the road or just off the road.